Hey folks, welcome to the village. Back at it, doing some projects, shooting some videos. Didn't do much last year. Going to work on doing a little bit more this year. Beginning of the spring here, or beginning of summer into spring kind of here in Nebraska. Weather's kind of crappy. Starting on a little garden work out here, getting some stuff going. We can be 85 one day here, and the next day 45. The weather's kind of crappy, so you're like kind of gambling on when the weather's going to be good and bad. So hard to get out sometimes to get stuff done, but gonna get out here today. We'll swing you around, kind of show you what the garden looking like now early in the season. Off to a pretty good start. Weather hasn't been super warm, but we have got a good amount of moisture, so everything's starting to go now and then warming up a little bit. So today we're going to be out here working on a support system for our tomato plants. You see my Vigo bins back there, but over here we're going to work on this bin over here. Let's see if we can get you to see that. This is a cedar bin here, made out of dog-eared fence boards. One of my favorite. If you ever see my channel, some of the things I like to work with, I love cedar. Doesn't rot, pest resistant. So what we're going to do here is take these, they call them 1 inch, but they're like, there's 5/8 thick, 6 inches wide, and 6 foot long. Dog-eared fence boards. And what we're going to do is we're going to take and rip those down on the circular saw over there, and then we're going to take and use them to make a support system. We're going to on here that we're going to attach here on the end with some construction screws. And I'm going to show you how to do it. We're going to put a board across, some supports, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to put the lines across to tighten them. It's going to work kind of like a tomato weave system. So as tomatoes grow up, we can put them through the lines, or put them next to them and tie off to them. And then we'll have the board up above where we can tie off to too, for your indeterminate varieties that just grow. So let me go get stuff set up over here. We're going to rip some boards down, and let's get started on this, folks. Okay, so you can see what I've done here. I've taken these 1x6s and I've ripped them down on the saw into 2 pieces. And now what we're going to do, so you can't really attach these, so you're going to split them because they're pretty narrow. So what we're going to do is we got these little blocks that I've cut. We're going to attach those to the board like this, coming in this way, and that way when we put the board on top, we can just drill through and into this part of the board. And this isn't going to have the tendency to split as this narrow board is. So we're going to go ahead and get these put on here, and then we'll come back and show you what we got going with that. So you can see what I've done here. Just taking it, fasten those on there. On the back side here, number 8, 1 1/4 inch Torx construction screws. Give you a pretty good bite on there. So now I just got to simply put them on each board, and then we're going to put the board across the top, and then that'll come down this way and attach to this. Taking the one over here already. Let's go over here. Come back over here. I'll be taking, as you can see, if I can get this right. There we go. It's kind of hard. I got so much crap out here. Garden stuff. So I've just squared it up down on the box here with the clamps on there. Put the square on to make sure it's square. We're going to attach it again with a couple more of those 1 1/4 inch number 8 construction screws, and that'll give them a upright in place. We'll do the same thing. Put one over here and 2 on the other end, then a board across the top. I'm leaving the 6 foot length because I will be growing, as you can see inside this box, tomatoes in here. Going to be 1 line here, 1 line here, and some of the indeterminates get pretty tall, so I'm just going to leave them the 6 foot length. I think there'll be plenty of secure. I will put another board in the center board connection there. Will be connected to, so that's going to give a little more rigidity. So I think I'd be fine with the 6 foot length. So let me go over here and we'll get those other ones connected to little blocks on the end, and then we'll come back and get these together and get this put together. You see that? Yeah, this one over there secured. Just taking, basically clamping them up, making sure my measurement this way is pretty close this way. Doesn't appear perfect. Clamping them, and then I'll come back with the square along the board and just put it along. I'll put 1 screw in. We'll kind of just check it. We can kind of get an idea where it's at, but we'll take it for the screw, and then we'll come back and take the one clamp off. We'll square it up and put the other one in. I'm putting 3 per board, probably a little overkill, but that way it just be good and sturdy. And then once we put the board across, we'll see. I'm not sure if I'm going to put the center one in. We're going to put it across and see what it looks like. Most likely we'll have to come back, put that one in just to give it a little more, support. And then we'll show you how we're going to drill and make the strings go across to make them adjustable and so forth. So let's go ahead and get this one on there. Still running live. Real live action. Now we got that one in there, so now it gives me an idea where I'm at measurement wise, and I can come back in here now with a square. The only thing is, even though this might be square off of this with that square, this whole bin kind of has, the ground is moved, it's clay underneath, so it's kind of tilted a little bit. So it's probably not going to look square, but it is actually square. And pop that off, and then it's going to come back here, and I'll put another screw on the center and the bottom down here, and that's going to give it sideways action for moving. Pretty sturdy. Throw another one in there, so just all we're going to do. Come back here somewhere in the center, and then it just has to be measured or precise. There, so you can see that's good and sturdy. And now we'll cut those boards, or above here. We'll go ahead and come back, and the board's above here. Let me move it up here. We'll come back up here. You can see them here. Sorry. There's that end, and there's that end. So now we'll come back here and attach there, coming down here, attach into here. And again, then we'll take a look at it and see if we need to put that center board in, but I think we'll need to. But first we'll just do the board. I get the ladder, we'll put that on, we'll see how it looks. So you see I just laid the board up across. So climb up here, do this up falling. Square this up on the end. I know it's going to be a little off to the dog ear. Now we'll come back, and there's our attachment point we put on here. Square that up. We're going to drill these through here, and then we'll go down to the other end. And even though it is overhanging there, the upright board isn't quite straight, so we'll just square that end up here off, and then we'll just screw that together. So let's give this a shot. Come down this end. Come back around here. And again, like I said, we got that overhang here. We're just going to square that up, and we'll drill that onto there. So they have it. See, we just squared that back up there at the end down there. The pointing's off. But same thing down here. Just came down, squared up that end. It's got the dog ear, so it's just a little off there, you know, little corner on it, but that's no big deal. And that's basically what we're looking at. Just like that. We'll go back over to the other side and do the other one. And then I think I'm going to come back and look at it. We'll probably measure it, and we'll come back down here to this middle board. This middle board here. And we'll probably put one on each side that'll go up and hit and connect to that top board up there, just to give it a little more rigidity and stuff like that. It'll be a little bit stronger that way. So yeah, I'll finish the other one. We'll come back and check that out and see what we need to do. As you can see, now I got it fastened on both ends there. And you kind of can see, or see if I can show you. It's got a little play in it, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and take that as center board and just connect it to that. Can't get my pointing down right there. Connect that center board and run it right up to the top board. And I think that'll make a huge difference. So I'm gonna go, I was gonna cut it, but I think I'm just gonna leave them the correct length. I'll fasten them up above and square them. And then I just gotta run it down and put it on there. So let me go ahead and get this, see what this is gonna look like. See if we came up here and did like I talked about. Attaching it up here, then bringing it down and attach it to that center board there. I think really it does give it a lot more rigidness. So it's still got some play in it, but I might come back to, I'm kind of contemplating connecting the two across in the middle. We'll see how it goes. So it gets really windy here, and I'm just worried that's going to just get loose and want to come apart. So I might just go and just put something from the middle across here, disconnect the two. So hopefully that'll help. But hey, there's the help. Not supposed to be in the garden, but I left the gate open. Here comes the other help. Let me go ahead and do this other one, and we'll kind of look at it and kind of determine what we want to do from there. Next, you can see here, I did go back up here and put that board across. It just seemed like it just kind of puts them together a little more sturdiness. So that's kind of what it looks like. Nothing fancy, just functional. I'll show you what we're going to do next. So you're wondering, how am I going to get from this end to this end? We're now going to come back now along these boards, and we're going to drill holes all along here. And we're going to make matching holes on the other side. And then I'll show you how we're going to take the line and put it through there to connect it and take the tension out of it with a little screw eye that we're going to put on there. So we're going to come back and we'll measure these off, and then we'll take and drill holes, and I'll show you how we're going to put that up. Okay, I got to show you kind of how this works. I put the lines on, but basically we're coming like this down off of here. You see that well. And just to put a washer on the back side, we're drilling holes through, of course, the board. Putting a washer there, we're tying on, this is like a sisal type twine. And then we're just, same thing, just drilling it all the way through. Drilling it through the middle. Then it comes down to here. There, you can see it. And we have the eyelet here, which has a nut on the other side. So what we can do is we tie this off, and then as this gets weight onto the stretches, we can just take the nut and turn it, and it's going to pull this to keep this with some tension on it and keep it tight. So that's the whole idea, you know. And then if you had to, like if this broke or something, it's just a matter of taking it off, tying another piece through, and be able to tighten this. I'm probably going to put a washer on the back side here, so it just gives a little more bite on the board, because you know, as it pulls, it's gonna, that nut's gonna want to dig into the wood. So this way, it just gives us a little more surface area. But so that's just the whole idea. And then you can work it just kind of like a Texas weave, where you're taking your tomato plant and going, you know, in, around, and back out and up through the lines. Or I can just take and run a line from this up to the top board, or I could just run them up, you know, alongside and tie them off to the main line of the tomato plant. So yeah, something fairly simple to do. And then later on too, if I decide to take and go away from tomatoes, like I'll rotate stuff out. Like last year, this had beans in it. That's why tomatoes this year. Tomatoes take a lot out of the soil. They have diseases that you don't want to build up in the soil. So consequently, this year we're putting tomatoes in here. We had legumes in here last year, so that's a nitrogen fixator. So that puts a lot of nitrogen into the soil. So as you can see over there where the dog's not supposed to be in the thing over here. Andre, get out of there. Andre, hey. Those are potatoes, and potatoes nightshade family, just like your tomatoes. You want to rotate them out so diseases can build up from them in the same bed. That last year had beans in it. So kind of what we got here. And also we'll go over it other times. What I do is a lot of companion planting. You'll see the basil plant out here. Basil plant helps repel like insects that want to go on tomatoes. Also enhance the flavor of the tomatoes. Andre, get out of there. Sorry about that. That's my help. And by help, I mean not supposed to be in the garden. So basically, we go back here again and look at it. And again, these are dog-eared fence boards. Cedar. 6, 7. I always forget the width. 7/8 by 6 inches wide by 6 foot long. And I'm just ripping them down on the table saw, just setting up the table saw over here and just taking and just rip them down. You know, just set it, rip it on the saw, cut them in half. And then again, 1 by 1 1/4 inch number 8 construction screws. And when I did do the one across, I did not, and I put like the nailers up there in the corners and the center up here, up in the center. I just drilled a hole just to have a pilot hole so I wouldn't split it. You know, it's just, it didn't have to really have too much other than somewhere to bite on, you know, to kind of keep it even. Didn't have to have a really, you know, tight fit on there. It's just to kind of keep it in place. It ties the boards together. I think it works pretty good. Later on, if we have to, I could put something on either end, but I think for now, I think it should be fine. So that's basically it, the whole thing. And it's just a lot of sun out here, so use the camera work. Yeah. That's kind of an overview of the garden. We'll do some other videos coming up here. We'll go over some of the planting stuff on what we're doing and how we do it here organically and stuff like that, so forth. We've got a couple other projects I haven't done much last year. This year we're going to be doing some more projects. It'll be various things. Cooking will be out here. I did a solar panel mount out there. It didn't work with the dam, so we're going to do another one. I have another concept I'm going to do out there, and then we're going to come back and we're going to wire this shed over here. We're going to build a system. Coming around there. We're going to build a system. We're going to put our panel mount out here, and we're going to show you how we're going to wire that in with a charge controller, lithium battery in the setup in there, and a inverter. So it'll be standalone power generation, and that'll power the shed so I can run anything off of it, just like I run something out of the house. So we'll come back. That's one project we're going to do. Got a little other stuff we're going to do as time permits and weather permits. So, and again, that's just my little thing we built today. Pretty simple to build. If you like, hit the like button down below. If you like what we do here and kind of interested in what we do, just hit that subscribe button. If you hit the little bell thing, that'll give you notifications when we do post a video, which isn't very often, but it's going to get more. Again, any comments or ideas or why you do this or, you know, so forth, put those down below. I'll answer any of those questions too, because again, just learning, coming up with ideas. My idea might be the best. Somebody might have another idea, make it even better. So I like to share information with each other. So again, thanks for joining us here today, and we'll catch you on the next one.